Seemed a bit fast.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
About you say I never lied. I am a gentleman and I asked for a place I could stay. What were we both thinking? The next part just got in the way. You just were talking about changing. What if I was the same then? Same always all these things that you say. I can't forget about that mind-numbing games that you play. I am a gentleman and I pay for every laugh, every time, every bit, every time. And then you feed me some lie. I won't hear one more talk about changing. Oh, well, I was the same man, same man I've always pretend we're asleep. Yeah, you go home alone and you're checking your phone and you're looking at me like I'm something you own. You say you never tried. I am a gentleman in your tears. Every time that you call, every time when you fall, but you never listen at all. You always were talking about changing, and I was the same man, changing. I guess I was the same man. We're always talking about changing. I guess I was the same man. We're always talking about changing. I guess I was the same man I've always been.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bowels of Spiky Ball Studios. We're live from the Dutch Hall. This is the host of the show, two-time President's Club Award winner. It's Pete Van Dyke, folks. Hey. Oh, a wonderful round of applause. Hey, let's hear it for the Nocturnal Emissions, the greatest band Canadian late night history. I think we're the best podcast in the world because we got these guys. This week they're comprised of our band leader, Michael Bow, on rhythm and vocals.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Playing a sort of lead of some sort. That's Dave, the Rooster Charters played by our good friend Brandon McIntosh, everyone. And bringing up the rear, playing in the dark, that's our good buddy Steve the Reluctant German. And you wonder who's on the couch? That's our guest tonight. It's my brother, our bartender, our former bus driver. He's been a lot of things for us, but tonight he's our guest, Paul Van Dyke.
Hey, hey.
Hey, we're ready whenever you are, boy.
Paul, how's that couch? Looks so comfortable.
Yeah, I might have a nap. No, I don't know. I don't know if it's obvious to the people who watch the opening of this show. I don't know if anyone picked up on it. Paul did. Paul definitely picked up on it during the performance. I don't know if anyone else in the band was as shaken by the whole thing that's been done, but me and Paul, it caught our attention. It made us curious for the whole show. Kind of took us out of the song a little bit, I gotta admit.
What is it?
It's the green hanky in Dave's back pocket.
I wasn't taking it because I've seen it before.
You've seen it in use before?
Yeah, this past weekend.
Michael, why don't you tell him what it's for?
You know what it is? It's
know
a bit of a do-rag so he can wipe his brow when Dave is playing hard and has a sweat on. He used it on the weekend.
You
when we
used
had
it
a
for your gig?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, really?
I asked the same question you're asking right now.
Like, do you think you're Juan Epstein? You know who Juan Epstein is?
What, from Welcome Back, Cotter? You think I was born yesterday?
Yeah. You're a big Juan Epstein fan, aren't you?
I'm half Spanish.
Or Paul thought you were a Bruce Springsteen fan, right? More than Juan Epstein. But you love Juan
Red.
Epstein.
Not wearing blue jeans with a red hanky. Come on.
He's not born in America. Born in the
Yeah, I
USA.
wasn't born in the USA.
Yeah. I'm more of a Horseshack fan myself.
Are you?
Yeah. Oh. That was a hit in grade school. All the old people know what we're talking about. Michael,
No
welcome
idea.
back, Cotter. No idea.
Horseshack? No,
Horseshack.
Not a clue.
What's the black guy's name? Does anybody know? I think it was something like Jackson, Washington, or
It
something.
was Washington. For sure, it was Washington.
What's
I
his
don't know what
first name?
was,
Leroy
but They
Washington?
just called him Washington.
Leroy.
I'm just telling you, probably not that far off. Jane, can you look up Welcome Back, Cotter?
It's Leroy.
Leroy.
There's an apostrophe.
And then there was Vinnie Barbarino,
Yeah.
right?
Vinny.
Played by John Travolta.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hey,
I was going to guess
he was stoned all the time, right? Or he seemed stoned.
No, he was just dumb, like Kelso. Oh, but Kelso was stoned, right?
Yeah.
Tony Danza.
Oh no, Tony Danza was in Taxi
Yeah.
with Danny DeVito, who's like my daughter showed me a Danny DeVito video on YouTube last night, and it was hilarious. How many clips he's been in Sunny in Philadelphia. If you get to make that show, like I was thinking about the guys who make Sunny in Philadelphia, they get to make a show where they can say, "Hey, Danny DeVito, can we shave you bald and then
Let your hair grow
and then
long
put you in
what's
a
left.
diaper and then cover you with baby oil and then slide you down a hallway?"
And he says yes.
And he says yes, and you're like, "We are gonna have a fun day at work today." Hey?
Sounds like the Dutch Hall.
Yeah, man. That's like the dream job, like to make that happen to where you can just say, "You know what I think we should do tomorrow for work? We should talk to Danny DeVito
Let's see what Dan thinks.
What's Danny up to today?
and see if we can shave him and oil him up and slide him down the hallway here at the Dutch Hall."
It could be game for that.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden Danny DeVito says, "I'm not doing anything today." And he's like, "I'm in. I need a bottle of limoncello."
Got to be early in the morning.
And then and all of a sudden Danny DeVito shows up at your place.
He's been needing a shave.
It's a great day.
Yeah.
I heard Danny DeVito is just a myth. Like he's all CG and special effects, and
Danny DeVito's been in our mind all this time.
he's a myth. Yeah, pretty much. We
Well-
made him real, just like Peter Pan and fiction like that.
Maybe that is true, because
That's just a theory.
has anyone ever met a person who's met Danny DeVito
Nope.
that's credible? Anyone? Nope.
and proof is in the pudding. He's not real. Right? I think we proved
It's
that.
a
with
Dutch
you.
Hall fact.
Dutch Hall fact, yes. Thank you, Michael. Now, David, every week you do something kind of makes me
Draws your
take
attention.
notice, you know? I got to tell you, last week's show, we had in the very talented Manolis Zontanos. Sure did. And,
Great guest.
and the whole show, Steve the Reluctant German had his beard braided. If you go back and you look at that whole show, his beard has two like pigtail braids in the beard,
It was really something.
and it was never mentioned.
Never mentioned once.
Not
Really?
once, though. So it was just like it was a normal day for Steve.
Steve
And
could
even
get away with that.
Manolis had never met you before, right?
A couple times, but
Oh yeah, he probably didn't recognize you with your beard braided. No, but it made but everyone just thought it was another day in the life of Steve. Like that's this kind of guy he is. Sometimes he has braids in his beard, but that was really the first time I seen you with braids in your beard.
that was the first time I've ever had braids in my beard.
All right. Now, would you like to explain yourself? Did you do it to be cool?
My family decided it would be hilarious, and I went along with it.
Yeah. Okay. And then you came here to be on the Smash Sensation live from the Dutch Hall,
That's right.
and you went on the air to the globe. You know, really the globe, Indonesia. We had 3 people last month.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And they saw you looking ridiculous.
Yes, that's right.
And you had no problem with it at all.
None whatsoever. It was almost like a family bet. Like they dared me to do the show with the braids in.
Oh, they dared you to do it.
Oh, you won. You won the bet.
I did.
That is, well, who won, Dave? They wanted their dad to
Our
be
viewers
humiliated,
won.
you know.
Our viewers won. That's
And he
those are
took the
real
bait,
winners.
and now he's like happy that he did it, but they just did it to make him look bad, you know. You know what I mean? It was a mind trick that women do to us because they're smarter than we are.
Yeah, he's in a house
question there.
full of women.
What?
He's in a house full of women.
That's right. And you know, me and Jordan were talking about this. Jordan Gordon, our camera operator today. And Jordan and I were talking. He's expecting a baby. If he hasn't had it already, because this comes out next week, it would be tomorrow. That he's going to have a baby. And we're really happy for Jordan, and his lovely wife. But I said to Jordan, I go, what are you having, a boy or a girl? And he goes, look at me, I'm full of testosterone. There's not a guy more full of testosterone than me, Jordan. Right? That's what he says.
As he flexes.
Yeah. And he makes a good point. He makes a good, solid point. He looks like he's like a solid muscle mass. You know, that comes from testosterone. He's got a hair loss. That comes from testosterone, right? You know,
Full
Welcome to the
beard.
club.
full beard, right? Testosterone. That usually would lead to like more chance of a male baby. That's what he figures. But I have my own theory. They blame us men for determining sex. Steve, they'd say it would be your sperm that would cause you to have 4 girls, and not the fact that your wife had nothing to do with sex. Males determine sex is what I'm saying, right?
Okay, sure.
Males determine sex because of sperm. That's what people say. But it's not true because women give the environment in which the sperm can either live or die. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if your wife has a very acidic vagina, right? Then the sperm, the weak but fast male sperm will die in her acidic vagina. And then the female sperm will make it to the egg, you know? And then if your wife has a basic vagina, very basic,
Balanced.
then it will like flourish those little quick ones, and they'll get to the egg first and fertilize it before the slow, strong female sperm will get there. You see what I mean?
I do.
So even though it's our sperm that inevitably determine the sex, it's the condition of the vagina that determines if those sperm live or die.
I think it's how deep
How deep?
you dig.
I had a guy tell me, he was a customer of mine when I was in banking, and he told me, he asked me how many kids I had. I said 2 girls, and he goes, "Oh, you got to go to the right.
Take a turn.
Take a turn." He goes, "You put it in there, and then you just push it all to the right." Push it all to the right.
How do you do that?
I don't know. You just
Gotta
got to
have a
blow
curve
it,
cock.
blow it to the right.
Trick. And deep. Pete's a shallow diver.
Yeah. I think
What?
Steve, holy Christ, 4 girls.
Water wings.
Well, you know,
Paul's theory matches your theory because if you get it deeper, then those fast, weak sperm don't have to go as far.
that's true.
They're
Dave.
less likely to die in the acidic.
Well, I'll be completely
environment.
I'll be completely honest with you. My first child was conceived because I left a cup of my sperm on my nightstand, and I went away to a conference in Ottawa, and I just told the sperm that was in my cup to find its way, right? Well, the male sperm had no chance, and I have a daughter as a result.
They were asking for directions. No, they wouldn't ask for directions.
The male ones just
Yeah.
fucking
Stubborn.
They just swam around in circles.
they just flopped around in a circle. Exactly.
Homer Simpson style.
But those female sperm found their way out of the Dixie cup, across the nightstand. Somehow, I think they leapt onto the bed, and then into my wife's vagina.
Probably made a chain. Like
Huh?
a barrel of monkeys. They probably made a chain. Sacrificed.
It's like Terminator 2.
Yeah.
They just formed that blob.
Female sperm are that strong, is from what my understanding, from my reading. They,
Your research. From your notes today.
yeah. There's ants can lift a lot, but female sperm, man, are the strongest. Male sperm just fast. Go right to the egg.
Fast and dumb.
Yep. That's nothing to be proud of.
About right.
Nothing to be proud of those sperm, Dave. So what did you do different? You have 3 boys and then 1 girl. So did you do anything different? Did you wash your wife's vagina in like baking soda?
On the last one,
Yeah.
super drunk.
Super drunk.
Yeah.
I take soup.
Balances it.
Oh,
He
we
missed the
needed-
rim
I was-
shot.
I know. I was looking at Kevin. That was pretty good.
Anyways, thank you. Anyways, super drunk is what did it?
I guess.
Probably not as hard as you once were because you had a bit of whiskey dick, so you weren't as close to the egg, right? Sober, trying to have
There you
sex.
go.
Your wife's like, I'm ovulating. We're trying to have this kid, right? You're just so excited that she's into you because normally she's like, okay, get this over with, you know, right? But this time, because she's trying to have a baby, she's like into you, so you're like rock hard stiff. You're close to the egg. But your drunkenness after a wedding, when you don't want to have a kid, you got some friggin' weak, fucking limp noodle you're thumbing into my poor cousin, right?
Flopping it in there.
That one's gonna be further from the egg. Would you agree?
I guess.
We figured it out.
It's hard to refute that logic.
Well, I'd rather you didn't refute it, Dave, because it's so hardcore. Case is cracked. Oh, we figured that out. Steve, are you always drunk when you got your wife pregnant?
Yep.
Yeah. See, don't blame it on Steve's penis being small. It's just the fact it doesn't work well when he's boozed up. Right? No big deal. It happens to all of us. You probably had good days, eh?
Yeah.
Just not the days you impregnated your wife.
Nope.
Those are all bad days.
Shallow
Oh,
days.
they were fun times. They were fun.
What about you, Jordan? Are you confirmed that you know what the sex is? Announce it to family and everything. On its junk. They zoomed in on his baby's junk.
Wow.
Just the close up?
The power.
Oh man.
Wow.
That is another thing. We probably talked about it on this show before, but when you have a female baby, right? It's different than when you have a male baby, because when you have a male baby, like the baby's been in amniotic fluid for 9 months, it's swollen. When it comes out, its eyes are swollen, its lips are swollen. You know, like it looks like it's been in a prize fight, you know? But then all of a sudden you look at his genitals, if you've got a boy, he's got these big swollen red balls. They're like not even natural.
They're out of proportion.
They're out of proportion. And I got my friends who have sent me pictures of their newborn baby's balls and just been so proud. You had the same picture sent to you, Dave. You were in the group chat.
I've sent a few.
Yeah, people do it. You sent pictures of your boys' balls?
Oh yeah, for sure.
See?
You know you can go to jail for this, right?
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
Whoops.
And, but you know, when you have a girl, the same science applies to a girl's genitals as it applied to those boys that you're so proud of. But I'll tell you, when your daughter comes out with huge swollen vagina, you don't brag to your friends and send pictures. I'll
You
tell you
better
that.
not be sending those pics.
You send them to Catholic
Then
school.
you do go right to jail. Send them to Mel Gibson.
No, it is alarming though when you see those the big baby vagina. You're like, what? It doesn't take after its mother. You know, say like that. Looks nothing like her.
Is that what you say out loud, or you just think that in your head?
I don't know, Michael. I don't know which one. I don't know which one it is most of the time.
He doesn't know the difference.
I do know this, that my one friend who had a baby went in there and she had to have I think his wife had to have an episiotomy, you know?
That old chestnut. That'll get you.
Yeah. And then when the doctor was stitching her up, he said, "Throw an extra stitch in there for me, doc," was his joke.
What?
And it was a female doctor, and she did not find it funny at all.
She looked in shame
Really?
to him.
Yeah. What?
Looked in shame.
Yeah, he looked like a real asshole in that whole thing.
Selfish even.
Yeah. Also, he passed out when she was getting her what do you call that thing when they put the needle in your back?
Oh, epidural.
Epidural. She was watching him get the epidural, and then he passed out. When your wife's giving birth, you can't be the one getting medical attention.
He passed out when she was getting the needle?
Yeah.
What?
That's one of my.
Oh, it's a long needle, Michael.
Yeah, I know, but
It's like
Not
this
going into
fucking long,
him.
man. No, but you see it disappear.
It was
into his
that
back.
because of the love. Imagine your sweet is sitting there getting a needle poked into her spine in front of you, and your concern and worry is so
Well,
great
Fair enough.
that you become overcome with
Different
it.
context.
Yeah, yeah.
You're correct.
When it's just some other guy's wife, who
Yeah,
gives
who
a
cares? Fuck you, passing out. What are you, some sort of queer?
fuck? Yeah, exactly. But when you talk about your own, you're like, oh goodness. My wife never took any of that stuff. She just took it like raw, no drugs.
You mean
eh?
your cock or?
No. She just spit the baby out with just force of will.
Ooh.
She said no drugs, no epidural, force of will. You know.
Let it be.
She didn't really have a choice. It was so fast. They just said like, you can't. If we give you drugs, it won't matter. So you have to go through it without it. And then she cried. Yeah. One time they tried to give her the mask to breathe out of, but then it wasn't plugged in, and like that was the maddest I've ever seen her. 'Cause she was just like
She just wore a mask and it was doing nothing.
doing
for her.
nothing but screwing up her breathing. And then when she realized it wasn't hooked up, she chucked it across the room. And I just sit there quiet and then wait to like see if I can be helpful, which is no. But then when the show starts, where you get to see the baby come out, like, is yours going to be a C-section then? No, inducer. Well, because then you can still. Did you get to see your first one come out? Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. Once my baby's head started coming out, the first one, I nudged the doctor right out of the way. I wanted to be right in there to see it, eh? It was horrifying, man.
Front row seat.
Wow. I never even seen that in a movie or nothing, you know? It was seriously mind-blowing when I saw
It
it.
is
Jordan's
really something.
agreeing.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought that was fucking cool as hell, but I would like not want it. I don't know. Would you want that filmed?
Nah.
No, I don't think so.
No.
That's just for you.
Who would go back and watch a birth? You know?
High school kids? Or where do they show that shit?
I don't know. There's probably
It's a good way to like.
there's probably a category on YouPorn for it. What?
People are looking it up right now. Some weirdos.
Some weirdos. Whatever. There's a kink for everything. By the way, we've had like a few shows that have done good for no reason. The one was our third highest rated show ever, which was Porno and Fisting or German.
Yep. Big hit.
Big hit.
Just because of the title.
Exactly. And now all of a sudden this video that was like it's like a year and a half old, it's a best of video, and it was entitled Cockholding is Cool According to CNN. And that one just all of a sudden out of nowhere just started taking off on that. So between cockholding and fisting, we're on to something here, guys.
Porn titles.
We have to go with porn
All right.
titles
Let's
each and
start
every
really
week.
thinking about these titles, okay?
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
kind of let up on the titles.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then the kink and everything. And you know what I think happened with that? Less porn-related viewership.
It's bullshit.
just for dirt bags, and I think our dirt bag ratings have gone down. So we must do something
We
about
gotta
that.
bring them back.
But you know what? Maybe it's all for naught because the future live from the Dutch Hall is in jeopardy. As we know, this is the last season. It's been announced multiple weeks ago, and we need to find out what the future holds for Live from the Dutch Hall. But we have to do something first before we do that, and that's a segment we call feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. It's feedback. It's motherfucking feedback.
Yeah, welcome to Feedback. We got feedback. This week's segment is brought to you by our friends at Norpac.
The beef people.
I caught him off guard there.
The microphone. He's in uncomfortable territory.
Yeah, I know. He's right
Or
there.
should I say, ultimo comfortable territory? He's got a cushion. His back
that's
is
nice.
Beaver's not beside him.
He had
Way
a real
better.
busy day today too, Paulcha did, where he had done a lot of work by himself. He did the work of 3 men today.
I bet you did. We went over for give him a hand the other day.
Yeah. Me and Michael are called in to be like, I
Just
don't know,
muscle.
people, muscle.
Bring in the muscle.
Laborers. You call those laborers, Paul? You needed a couple laborers.
Oh, then we needed muscle.
No, we were not laborers, Dave. We
Just-
were contract muscle brought in to do a specific job, and then
Just
as
left.
soon as we were done with our muscles, we got the fuck out of there.
That's fair. You know what I like? That call. I appreciate it from Paul.
Yeah, because you're like, you
In and
respect
out.
me. You respect me for my muscles, and that's what I should be respected for. I'm there. Any day I'm gonna stand some walls up, Mennonite style. How big is this fucker gonna be? Doesn't matter. Is Michael gonna be there? Yes. We can do anything.
It's happening. And then you know what? I got other things on the go. Well, see you later.
Hey, Mike, remember that one time me and you went to Caledonia to help Paul out?
Yep.
And then we put that window in the house, and it was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, where you had to lift it like straight up over your head on your tippy toes.
And then climb up a little ramp. And it
that was a bit of a challenge, that one.
Yeah.
That
And,
one was challenging.
yeah. So you never know when you get that call,
That's sometimes you've got to drive out to Caledonia.
and you got to risk your life.
I will do it for Paul.
For Paul, yeah. But not
You
for
guys
just
are the
anyone.
best.
Huh?
You guys are the best.
We are the best. You know what? We're also a big part of a little service called Van Dyke Party Services, Paul. You know, most people's lives are just like boring. It's mostly about getting food, sleeping,
Yeah, they don't get those calls.
washing. You know, most of their day is just about eating, washing, and sleeping. And sometimes there's evacuating your bowels or your bladder, right? That's their whole day, Dave. They don't have anything to look forward to. Oh, I went to work. I did some work. Then I came home, I washed. Then I ate, and then I went to sleep. That's it. You know what? Spice up your day a little. Invite over Van Dyke Party Services. We'll send you between 5 and 29 Van Dyke First Cousins, and all it's going to cost you is $100 of cold hard cash, plus all of our expenses, which will be dear. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're not 100% satisfied, we're going to return that $100, but those expenses have run through our buddies and potentially yours. Van Dyke Party Services,
Don't live your life in regret.
brought to you by our good friends at Clean Flow. And you know, if you want to do your Amazon shopping, you can go to Live from the Dutch Hall's website and click on our Amazon banner and do your Amazon shopping. We get a little bit of money, and that has been helpful. So thank you to everyone that's done that.
Just turn the ad blockers off. It's no big deal.
Thank you, Michael. That was a nice way to bring that up. And you know what? This week's feedback is going to be a nice, short, and sweet because this is a bank show because we're going on holiday. So this is actually not today, it's next week. You know, we're living in the future right now.
Future.
Isn't that blowing your mind, Michael?
My mind is in a bottle.
Your baby will be -1 day old today. But right now it's -8 days old. Do you know what you're going to name him? You're not allowed to tell him, but you know.
Yes, don't say
Don't
it
announce
yet.
it. Don't announce it. I got in trouble for this already. Oh, really? Yeah, I did. People don't know it's a boy?
Future
Oh.
baby, I will name you.
Pete Van Dyke, I bet.
Middle name Pete.
No? Pete Van Dyke.
And first name
Gortfa. I like it.
Michael Peter Gortfa.
Oh, Michael. Michael Marius Cornelius.
No, those names are for me.
Oh, you're saving those, eh? I hope you have a son, Michael, someday, and I hope your son is blessed with 1,000 names. You have to name. I want your son to have as many names as you have relatives that you hold in high regard.
You know what I love? It's a not just a Dutch Hall fact, but a Dutch fact is when, like in the older generations of the Dutch, when they throw a nice girl's name and a boy's name as their middle name.
Oh, yeah.
Johannes, Marius, Franciscus, Van Dyke.
Oh yeah, my dad and my uncle both had to have Maria in their name
Maria.
to honor the Mother Mary.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's to honor the Mother Mary, the Virgin Mother of Mary. Did you know that, Dave?
No, I didn't.
He's busy.
Is your middle name Maria?
No.
Is it Matthew?
Yes, it is.
Ah, what's your social insurance number? Please tell the people. No?
I can't remember it.
You can't?
No.
I know they asked me that when I was talking to Revenue Canada one time. They're like, what's your social insurance number? I'm like, I don't fucking know. What am I, a computer?
I don't even know where my social insurance card is to find out.
Yeah, like how am I'm supposed to memorize
I don't
it
know where mine is either.
for you?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
You
I
know-
think I should. It's
You
not
know
your-
who knows? Whoever hacked Citibank. They know my social insurance.
They'll get you.
Hey,
What
one
happened
time
this
Charters
weekend?
and I lived together. We were in this apartment. We got like cable, and then, Charters was starting to do it, but then they needed someone's driver's license, but he didn't have his wallet. So then I took over. So he started the call with Dave, but I ended the call with Pete Van Dyke, right? So then the account was under Dave Van Dyke. So we got the bill every month, Dave Van Dyke, and then I didn't pay it at the end.
What? It's not your name.
Because they were charging me for like pay-per-view movies, but I was not able to watch them. It was scrambled. And so I had a dispute with them, and then they wouldn't settle it with me. So I was like, fuck you. Dave Van Dyke's not paying you.
Let's cry.
Dave Van Dyke is out.
Yeah, I never showed up on my credit. So fuck you, Rogers. I got one over on Rogers. Remember that, Charters?
Yeah.
Remember watching
really.
porno on scrambled channels when you come home from the bar? It was like you come home from the bar and then you put on the scrambled porno channels when you're like eating the Chinese food or whatever, and then you see like a
There'd be
nipple
like
once in a while.
3 frames of something, and then it's
Yeah.
all scrambled.
It would be like scrambled, but every once in a while you can make out like a nipple or like that a girl's got a dick in her mouth or something. You know, like you can see detail like for a little bit.
Just eating pizza and
It's crazy that that's what porn used to be, where now you can just type anything in and there it is.
Yeah, I would just accept scrambled pornography so I could hear it and then kind of see the odd part I recognize. But it would work. Like it would do the trick.
Yeah, oh yeah, it'd work.
Yeah.
Even late at night after a night out at the bar.
It's just what I was looking for. A little unwind. A little unwind before nap time.
Yeah,
Just work
pop
off the
and
booze.
see you later.
Yeah, just a little pumpy. A little me time before bed. No big deal.
Helps you sleep.
Hey, I'm not claiming to be Jesus here. Okay? I've done some things in my past. I'm not afraid to say. Only people that I met this one guy in high school. He claimed never to jerk off.
What?
Yeah.
What a liar.
Yeah, yeah. You
That's
know
the
what he
word.
said?
Who says that?
And we would always say, "Oh yeah, you and Jesus." And then, it turns out he dated this girl who really had a kink for him masturbating in front of her. You know?
So he didn't count that as jerking. He's still
No,
jerking
that
off.
was his first time jerking off.
Oh.
And then he got a taste for it. And he's like, I'm in, boys. I see what you like
All
about
in.
this. It's fantastic. Saves a lot of time, and I get it just the way I like it.
I'm confused. Why wouldn't you get the girl to do it?
Huh? She likes watching them.
That's fucked.
Why? You don't like watching
She's
a
right
girl?
there. Why wouldn't she do it?
Why?
Michael's so disgusted.
Yeah, like I get one thing, like you're on your own, but if there's a girl around, are you kidding me?
No, but she's saying, like, do
Yeah.
that. Like, touch yourself. Like, pull your wiener, because I'll be touching myself watching you do that because I
Why
like
doesn't
it.
he say, hey, why don't you just pull my wiener? It'd be a lot easier.
Well, I don't know. I think he liked the fact that he was pleasing her needs. She liked to have the
I
fantasy of
don't like
watching.
it one
You know
bit.
what Michael's doing? Getting a new girlfriend.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh no, I'm fine.
I don't like the cut of
Not
your
right
jib.
now, but I mean, if that
No,
was
no,
your
if
Oh,
you-
if that was me, yeah, new girlfriend.
Yeah.
She fucking hit the
See ya.
bricks. You are one oddball.
How about you, Paul? If you dated if you dated a girl, if you dated a girl and she wanted you to like jerk off because she said it turned her on, would you do that in front of her?
No big deal.
For her.
Yeah, for her.
See where it goes. See what happens.
See what happens.
Not every time.
With it for a bit.
Yeah,
Not every
not
time.
every time.
Not every time. I'm just saying, like, it's a part of. I don't even think he finished. He's just like, does it to, maybe get himself. She just
That
likes
is
the-
even worse. He didn't even finish.
I don't know. I don't even know. I wasn't there.
This sounds terrible. Is this you? I hope it's
No,
not.
it's not me.
Good.
No, this is my friend. You know the same friend? He's got a. I can tell. It's not me for sure. No. This same friend. One time he was dating this girl, and then and she was a little too young for him as far as I was concerned. And then he ended up banging her and her mom in the same night
Whoa.
in the
That
same
guy's not
house.
fucking around.
Yeah, that was
doing
a
over
story.
That is like a porn.
Yeah. This guy's a real ladies' man. This guy. I don't know how he had
This is
these.
that same guy?
Same guy.
Well, good for you, buddy. You came around.
And now he's a family man and all that stuff. But back in the day, he had good stories.
Yeah, we all do.
You know, some guy, he's got like a lot of sex stories, but he doesn't look handsome enough to pull them off. And you're like, what is the trick there? Is he charming or what's going on? And then you're like, maybe he's full of shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he's just lying about all of this, right? Who knows?
You don't.
You ever done that, Dave? You ever lied about having sex with someone?
Nope.
You've always told the truth?
Yep.
Really? Have you ever cheated on anyone?
No.
Ah, haha, you're such a liar. One time, Dave had 2 girlfriends at the same night at a bar.
Come on.
2 times.
Yeah, I remember being at the Trinity Point Hotel with Dave Charters.
You know what this is? It's not school.
There was 2 of your girlfriends there, and I was like, what is going to happen tonight? I can't wait. You married one of them, by the way. Oh, is that bad? Is that worse? I made it worse. I was trying to make you seem better.
Yeah.
You found your true love.
True love, man.
And
It was meant to be.
but he forgot to break up with his other girlfriend.
That
That's an
eventually
old
happened.
Charters move. He was always trying to hide from this old girlfriend too. Like he was always at my house, and then she'd be calling, looking for him, and then Dave's like, "I'm not here." He's saying it to my mom, like, "I'm not here." And then she started not liking me because Charters was always hiding at my house. Why were you hiding from her? Because you knew she wasn't your true love.
I don't enjoy conflict.
That's why you didn't break up until you were already like married.
Now we're broke up. It's official. I'm
Last week.
Just invite her to the wedding.
Yeah, I did that too when I was young, where I stopped dating a girl and I just like didn't tell her. I just like stopped talking to her and stopped.
That's
Like when I saw her in the hallways at school, I would just walk the other way.
Yeah, I totally did that too.
Did you do it too?
Oh fuck.
That's a bullshit
It's a
early
bad
move that you
I
do.
totally did it.
bunch
Yeah.
of pricks.
Yeah, I did it too. You never did it?
Well, I kind of did it that time, I guess.
Dave used to be a bit of a ladies' man back in the day too, a little bit. You'd go on streaks, eh?
Yeah.
You would go on streaks. One time we had to wait with the bus because we couldn't go home because Charters was making out with a chick outside the bus.
The whole bus waited?
The whole bus driver's like, "Fuck, we gotta wait for this guy to make out with this girl," and he's like kissing with her. I still remember her name. I'll tell you after the show. And then,
I don't remember this at all.
oh yeah, your brother was the most mad because he wanted to go home, eh? And he was yelling on the bus like, "Get it over with!" And you're just sitting there like tongue kissing this girl. I remember it. I'll tell you after the show who it is, and you'll
I
be
can't wait.
surprised.
Can't wait.
You'll be surprised. I know. I remember it clear as day though. Oh, I can't wait till the show's over now.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have to get to only one piece of feedback this week. And that is from our very own cookie lady, Susan B.
Well, bum clot, Ross clot, pussy clot, all the clots. Susie's got some cookies that new this week. I wonder what they are. 'Cause we love your cookies, we love them, Susie. Susie. I can't wait to see what the surprise is.
All right. So every week, or most weeks, we get delicious cookies provided by Susan B., our cookie sponsor. And right now, these cookies are not available to the general public. They're only available to us here at Live from the Dutch Hall or other people who Susan B. loves and appreciates. And if you haven't gotten cookies from her, it's
figure it out.
obvious how she feels about it.
Just figure it out.
You are not a good person.
But this week, Susan B. sent us 2 batches of cookies, which she's wrote down herself. And the one says, taste testers required. They have real maple syrup, and they're kind of resemble hockey pucks, but let me know if they're any good. And then she goes out of her way to say, Jane, be honest. So she values the opinion of Jane versus everyone else. Now, who here has already tried one of these cookies?
I have.
Is that you, Paul?
Surprise, surprise.
Out of these ones, the oatmeal one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Paul's had one.
Nope.
Steve had one. Dave, you haven't had one? Brandon? Oh, can you give some to Dave and Brandon? You've had one.
Could I have one?
You've had one though, right?
No.
Oh, you definitely can have one. Yeah, yeah. Who had one then? You?
If I was allowed.
Okay, you can have another one too. There's enough.
I might have ate too.
Anyways, the mystery of these cookies, because it's a new batch for Susan, she's never done it before, is the fact, and so she needs our honest opinion, but they are controversial. And I'm surprised Steve's going for a second one, because Steve put it in the no pile.
Oh, really?
Steve said not up to his regular, like if he had to rank all the cookies, he's thinking of the Oreos, he's thinking of the peanut butter, he's thinking of all the greats that have come through our doors. He does not want to put these on the list, right? For me, it's like childhood.
First off, I gotta say I love the smell of it. It reminds me of. It's got like cinnamon.
I've never
And
seen a
some
guy smell
oats.
his cookie like that.
Oh, it smells so good.
This is fucked.
This is another YouTube kink channel, eh? It's just like
I'm gonna take a
fat
bite.
guys smelling cookies.
Go ahead, Dave. Finish.
Sorry, Dave.
Those peanut butter cookies are dynamite, though.
Did you ever? Dave's really giving it a
That's good.
think.
I got a chocolate chip.
She didn't even care about what you said. Did you have one yet? Jane, you have to eat
Jane,
it. Then
come
she
get
said
one.
specifically you have to eat one. And give the other one to Jordan, yeah. Might have to say this. But anyways, I think we got, Brandon, what do you say? Have you eaten enough of it to give it a proper...
I'm almost done it. It's fantastic.
I like the oats.
Dave likes to work on his... He's good.
Just
You're not done, I
smelling
think.
it.
You like the oats is only the tip of the iceberg. You're going into it a little bit more. Do you taste any of the maple?
I'm gonna
there?
give an honest review though. I would have left it another minute or maybe 90 seconds in the oven. Just to crisp up the bottom of it.
You're that old lady at the cafe with the special
Well,
request.
I'll tell you, Susan B. did not ask for your honest opinion. She asked for the honest opinion of my wife, Jane. Jane, have you had enough time to eat one of these cookies? And be honest, if you bullshit Susan B., she's going to be pissed off.
Yeah, it's delicious.
There you have it,
Straight
everyone.
up delicious. Yep.
That's
a
a
winner.
hockey puck.
All right.
Definitely not a hockey puck. It's very moist.
Fluffy.
I look forward to the next bite.
See? Steve was wrong. Turns out Germans have terrible taste.
And cookies.
Also, Kevin never ate one because he doesn't like oatmeal.
Oh.
I'm just telling you. I'm sorry, Kev. I got you in trouble with your mom, but she's...
Oh, she knows that I won't
She
even
knows?
touch one, yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to be the one to break it to her.
Hey, do you want a peanut butter cookie?
I got some of this one stuck in my teeth and I'm happy about it. I'm gonna be just picking it out of there.
Dave's a star today. Yes. All right, that's it. That's it, everybody, for feedback. We got feedback. If you'd like to tell us what you think, and after we kind of give us our plans for the future, you might have some opinion on what we should do. We're open to hear what you have to say. And if you want to give us some feedback, please do it on iTunes or livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com or Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. We will get back to you, we promise, or we'll read your feedback on air. So that's it. Guys, I think it's now time to talk about the future of Live from the Dutch Hall.
Yep.
And, oh, Jen, you didn't have to leave. But it is. Oh, I wish it was so easy just to have the drum roll and then the announcement. But
Boom.
it's not.
It's complicated.
It's complicated. We are being canceled. That was announced already. So they said season 6 will be our last season. That was the last news we had. Season 6 ends in December, but to be honest, our commitment was for 300 episodes, which brings us to September. For the 300th, like the end of September.
That's
But
crazy.
we could go until our anniversary date of December 19th or whatever, you
I
know,
feel like that's proper. And you
to
and
the end of
Dave
the season.
Kicked it off.
Yeah. And then if we did that, then we would have the possibility of doing perhaps some tour dates with listeners of the show after the show's finished, where we can put a little bow on the show that we did by doing a tour of some sort, or at least some live dates somewhere. And then we would then be working on getting another show, which we already are in talks to develop another show. And what'd you say? No? Oh, it's Jordan, eh? Yeah.
Just the crew talking to each other.
Dickhole.
What? Dick hole.
Dickhole.
You know how people say sometimes, and I hate to be crude when I know Susan B might be listening, but you know how people say like fuck that right in the ass kind of thing? Like that's the worst thing that you could have happen to you is get fucked in the ass, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's not very open-minded, is it? You know, some people like that stuff, you know? We should be open-minded to them. So I think we should change that expression to fuck that right in the pee hole.
Oof.
Because nobody, male or female, wants to get fucked in their pee hole, right?
Nope.
Or even anything in between that. If you're not a male or a female, but you're like one of those other things that I never learned about because they didn't exist. Those people don't want to be fucked in their pee hole either.
It's small.
No one likes it, right? It's too small.
It's small.
Right. So if you're going to wish something bad on someone, I suggest a more politically correct way to go about it is to say, fuck that right in the pee hole instead of the ass.
Ouchie.
There you go.
Yeah, hurts
Probably
worse.
Probably get
If you had to
catch
take the choice, Dave, you can either get fucked in your ass or in your pee hole. What are you going to take?
on. Pee hole.
Whoa.
I like it. He's kinky, eh?
Yeah, he's not scared.
Yeah, he's like, go ahead, give it a try. You just figure you're too tight, eh? Oh, he's never going to get it in. I'll tell you what, there's such a thing as lube. You can do crazy things, Dave, but it's going to stretch your
Thanks,
piss hole
Clean
out.
Flow.
Oh, Honeygoo. This might be a commercial. I don't know if that's CRTC approved, though. Damn it. So we are talking about doing a new show. However, if we did a new show, the new show would have to be determined whether it be live or recorded, and then whether we would have to do a rehearsal instead of just show up 15 minutes before the show and then do the show. And so in order to do that, you need money, right? I would say,
That factor.
right? Because if I was to say to you, Dave, would you like to not only take the commitment that you've given the Dutch Hall, but then give me more for nothing? It would be a lot worse than if I said I could give you like X amount of dollars for like a part-time gig to do this, right? And then it would be worthwhile for your time to rehearse, or would it not be?
Well, do we still get beer and a deli tray?
Yeah,
Top
the
of
deli.
money?
Let's be honest.
For the new show? For the new show? Yes. I'm actually working in
Then
craft
yes.
services into the budget, so that does include actual payment even for the deli tray.
Can I request a shrimp ring?
A shrimp ring.
Yeah.
Yes,
Brandon's
you may,
in.
Brandon.
You guys been here 5 minutes. He wants a shrimp ring.
Yeah.
Try 5 years.
Just an idea.
And also, you know what? It's a fantastic idea,
Great
Dave.
idea.
How about if he said something stupid, you'd make fun of him instead of when he says something brilliant?
Sorry, Brandon.
Did you hear what he said? Shrimp ring. What'd you come up with? Huh?
Just
You
a,
think-
just a shellfish allergy. That's all.
Oh, you said deli tray. Don't forget. Don't sell yourself short, big guy. You had an okay idea. Deli tray, the thing we've already done. And what Brandon did was he fucking went outside the box. He found something new. Shrimp ring. Maybe try it.
It's genius.
I don't like how he ganged up on Brandon. Hey?
I like the shrimp ring idea.
Yeah, I don't know why Charles was so against
Cocktail
it.
sauce.
Yeah.
Spicy,
What do you got,
I
a
think.
shellfish allergy?
Dennis's horseradish in the cocktail sauce.
New sponsor.
Oh,
Hey.
let's talk. So there is 2 ways to go. We either have to get sponsorship money, like Michael had just said, or we need to get government money for the program. Either way, we're currently deeply looking at both of those options for getting the proper funding together for the new program. And when we do that, we will be able to announce more as far as a start date and where it is and where you can watch it and all that stuff. But
That sounds cool.
I think we're working towards, this is what currently we're working towards, as much as I can say, and it is, I can say we'll be doing live from the Dutch Hall till December, so we'll get the full 6th season done. And if anyone is interested in having us come to do a show, please give us an email at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com, and we're going to we'll plan a trip out your way. And if you have any friends or people that you know that like the show, tell them we'd like to come to where they live too, because we can go anywhere, right? As long as the money's right?
Yeah,
It'll be
anywhere.
about the cheddar, right?
Anywhere.
What about the Azores?
Yep.
You do it?
Sure. There's not a place on the planet you could say that I'm going to say I won't do it.
What about
Yes.
Syria?
Sure. What's
It's
wrong with
dangerous,
Syria?
man.
Fuck.
It's the end of the world for those people in Syria. What's wrong with Syria? You ever turn on the television, look at a thing called the fucking news, brother?
Nope.
Goodness gracious, Paul. You know, I set up a whole bar for Paul. He didn't even have to use it the whole show.
I will not go to a Pope parade, though, if you're attending.
Why?
'Cause I might get shot.
Is
That's the one thing I won't do. I'll be out of town. Ricochet.
you would rather not see the Pope? You're like a staunch Catholic. I don't even give a shit about the Pope. You are a Catholic. This is your guy. He's your leader, and you would miss an opportunity to have him in your hometown of Burford, in order just for the chance that I might ricochet a bullet off of the Pope mobile, and it would go into your body in some sort.
Me or one of my loved ones.
Well, that's just ridiculous. That's overly cautious, I think.
Yeah, but I'll go anywhere else.
But if I'm shooting it everywhere we
Gaza
go,
Strip, no problem.
but they're shooting too.
It's different. It's rockets. A lot of rockets in the Gaza Strip. You can see those coming.
You can see what are you gonna do if you see a rocket coming?
Get out of the way.
You just dodge it? Fucking do the Matrix move?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man! I don't know what goes on in that guy's head. Hey, you got a little. You got a little sweat there.
Thanks.
I don't know if it's gonna show up with the lights and everything. You might look a little blotchy. I would give it a bit of a
I'm
wipe.
fucking up my makeup now.
Paul, you stayed awake for the whole show.
Amazing.
Anybody? Would anybody?
Let's talk about the tour more. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah,
For
I
real.
would say the tour, we were talking about it because it's hard to schedule all the nocturnal emissions for everything based on all the pressures of life and such. But if we know the schedule of the tour, we would know we'd have at least be able to fill in at least enough of the nocturnal emissions for each of the performances to make it work, you know?
Yeah. A little bit of planning. Plan ahead.
Yeah, we should be able to get it done. And then it doesn't have to be all at once either. We can just do do dates that don't match up. They don't all have to be in the RV. But if we could get them all to be in an RV, it would be like the sweetest. Yeah,
It's been proven.
yeah.
It is a fun time.
Because that is a fun time.
Hey,
And I
Paul.
know, and our crew is filled with talented comedians, and we have a band who can entertain. And so I don't see any reason why we can't put on a hell of a show and tour it for after this program is completed. So if anyone is interested, please give us a call. and we'll come down. And we would perform in your backyard shed, in your barn, in your local community center or Legion or whatever you can think of.
Poolside.
Your backyard. We don't care. We'll find a way to put on a show. Just give us a message if you're interested, and we will come your way. And Charters, this is what would I need to do to get you to quit your job? Is there a monetary thing? If I could throw money at you, would you quit?
No, definitely not. I get way too much satisfaction.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe a word he says. Anyways, guys, the guy, Charters, good job, buddy. You really stuck to your guns on that one, even though I don't believe a word of what you said. Everyone, we are live from the Dutch Hall. Tell a friend. Other than that, we will see you next Thursday. Hit it, fellas.